Hello friends and my dear children. So you people may be thinking that Lalita ma'am keeps teaching the concepts. Okay, so most of the children shows what we call not interested in listening to the study concepts. Okay, all the children, most of the places, all the children are in just enjoying mood and in relaxing mood. Okay, no one is interested in studies first of all. Okay, of course it is a responsibility of that teacher to create interest in students, of course. Okay, so I will try to create interest in all of your minds. Okay, but how is it possible in YouTube? Okay, I am thinking for the different ways to entertain you as well as educate you. Okay, most of the children keeps getting engaged in Instagrams as well as in Facebooks. Okay, most of the time they keep seeing reels from Instagrams. Okay, and they used to enjoy the reels of so and so panda bear, or reels of some cats. Okay, and their voices, their sounds. Okay, most of the children nowadays I am finding they are getting engaged for the most of the time in Instagram. Okay, let them be engaged. Okay, but studies are also equally important. Again, you people may be saying that you are a teacher, ma'am, that's why you keep telling like that only. You don't know our problems. We are listening to 6 classes, minimum 6 classes, online classes we are listening, and still we have to watch the study videos. Where does we find time? Yes, that's very true. Okay, but need arises, dear children, okay, where you need to concentrate on your studies and time will not be permitted for you when really when it comes to wait for the right time for writing exams. Okay, in the near future the situations may change a lot also. Okay, we'll hopefully expect for the better situations to come as early as possible. Okay, so today I'm going to deal with the nomenclature concept. Okay, we are going to learn about basic rules of nomenclature. Okay, so that is our topic for today. What is our topic? Basic rules. Okay, basic rules for nomenclature. Okay, this is our topic for today. Okay, so what is nomenclature first of all? Okay, we have to learn about this. Nomenclature, it is nothing but naming of a compound. Okay, to give name for a compound. Okay, there are certain rules are to be followed. Okay, so what is meant by nomenclature means what you will say, naming, giving name for a compound is called as what? Nomenclature. Okay, now giving name for a compound, giving name for an organic compound. It is not only for organic compounds, even for inorganic compounds also. Okay, there are we will find nomenclature even for coordination compounds also, like that, giving name for an organic compound. Here we are discussing about organic compounds, so giving name for an organic compound is called what? Nomenclature. Okay, is called nomenclature. So generally name of an organic compound, okay, has been divided into mainly 3 parts. Okay, so name of an organic compound has mainly 3 parts. Okay, name of an organic compound has mainly 3 parts are there. Okay, 3 parts. So what are those 3 parts? Okay, so the 3 parts are, first one is what? Root word. Okay, root word. And second one is suffix, and the third one is prefix. Okay, so A root word, a suffix and a prefix constitute the name of a given organic compound. Okay, so we have to learn about these three. In today's video, basic needs to give naming for a compound, we are going to learn about this in this video. Actual rules we will be learning in the next video. Okay, so what are the basic rules? Okay, for every organic compound, to give the name of any organic compound, we require root word, suffix and prefix. Okay, so let us learn about root word first. Word root or root word, anything you can call. So first one is what? Root word. So root word indicates the number of carbon atoms that are present in a given compound. Okay, how many carbon atoms are present in a given organic compound? Okay, root word will gives you information about the number of carbons. Okay, it gives information about what? Number of carbons. Okay, it gives information about number of carbons. Okay, number of carbon atoms present in the given compound. Number of carbon atoms. Okay, number of carbon atoms. Okay, so accordingly you have certain words are there which are to be followed based on IUPAC. Number of carbon atoms present in a given compound. Okay, you call it as what? Root word. Okay, so this is this kind of nomenclature is based on what? IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Based on that IUPAC rules, we are going to learn about the nomenclature of organic compounds. Okay, so first one is what? Root word. So if here number of carbon atoms will decide the parent chain of that given compound. We'll learn what is parent chain and all. Okay, so how many carbon atoms are there? Based on that the root word will be depending. Okay, so here if the number of carbon atoms are one carbon atom in a given compound, if one carbon atom is there, you will give the root word meth. Okay, meth. Okay, if two carbons are there, eth, you will give the root word eth. If three carbons are there, prop. Okay, four are there, but. 5, pent. Hex, hept, oct, non. And 10 if they are there, dec. Okay, dec is the root word. Okay, I am not writing everything here. Okay, some important things only we will write. Dec is the root word. Suppose if 11 carbons are there, undec. Okay, 11 carbons. If 11 carbons are there, undec. If 12 carbons are there, dodec. Okay, dodec is the root word. Means it is one of the parts of the name. Okay, root word indicates one of the parts of the name. It's not the full name of the compound. It is one of the parts. Okay, so if 13 are there, tridec, tetradec, pentadec. Okay, hexadec, heptadec, octadec, nonadec. Okay, and 20 carbons are there, you will call it with the word ecos. Okay, if 20 carbons are there, ecos. Okay, you will give the root word ecos. Okay, so like that you have in any organic compound, lot many carbon atoms may be there. We have learnt longest carbon chains, catenation property will be exhibited by what? Carbon atom. So how much ever longest chain is possible, it can be made. Okay, suppose if more than 20 carbons are there, if 30 carbons are there, suppose, okay, you will give the root word triacont. Okay, if 40 are there, tetracont, pentacont, 50 are there, pentacont. Okay, hexacont, heptacont. Okay, like that. And if 100 carbons are there, hecta. Okay, hectane, like that. Okay, so root word indicates what? The number of carbon atoms present in a given organic compound. Okay, so this is about root word, right? Now coming to the second part of the name. The second part of the name is what? Suffix. Okay, the second part of the name is suffix. Suffix indicates what? The word which is to be written after the root word. You call it as suffix. Okay, suffix is the word which is to be written after the root word. Okay, which is to be written after the root word. You call it as what? Suffix. Okay, after the root word, whatever we are writing, you call it as with the word suffix. Okay, please understand the point carefully. Suppose you are learning, you have already learnt about alkanes. Okay, so in this alkanes, alk is called as, alk indicates root word and ane indicates suffix. Please understand the points carefully. Alk indicates root word. I am writing in short RW. Okay, and ane indicates suffix. Okay, so first part of the name, generally we'll start with the root word. We have to first check with what? Root word and then suffix. Okay, so what information does this suffix gives? That we have to learn in types of suffix. The suffix is again divided into two types. Okay, we are going to learn about what? Types of suffix. Okay, suffix are again divided into what? Two types. Okay, first one is primary suffix. Okay, primary suffix. And second type of suffix is secondary suffix. Two types of suffixes are there. First one is primary suffix and second one is called secondary suffix. Okay, so primary suffix, what information does it give? Primary suffix gives information about the degree of saturation. It indicates what? The degree of saturation. Indicates the degree of saturation. Means what? Indicates the degree of saturation. Means whether a single bond is present in the given compound. If the number of bonds, the type of bonds that are present in between carbon atoms. Okay, based on that you are going to give suffix. Okay, like degree of saturation means you have already learnt about saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons are what? Alkanes. Okay, you will find all single bonds only in between carbon atoms. Okay, if all single bonds are there, you will give ane is a suffix. Okay, if any one double bond if it is there, then that particular hydrocarbon comes under the category of unsaturated hydrocarbons. Okay, if ene, if double bond is there, we will give the word ene. Suffix will be ene. Okay, and if triple bond is there, the suffix will be ine. These points already we have come across. Okay, but we don't know that we are using these suffixes and all. Okay, please understand the points carefully. It indicates what? Primary suffix indicates the degree of saturation. That means whether the given substance is having C single bond C. If it is having all single bonds, if all single bonds are there, the suffix will be what? Ane. If all single bonds are there, suffix is ane. A-N-E, ane. Alk is the root word. Please remember. Meth is the root word. Ane is the suffix. So name of the compound is what? Methane. Okay. Eth is the root word. Ane is the suffix. Ethane. Like that names will come. Okay. So suffix gives what? If single bond is there in between all carbon atoms, the suffix is ane. If any one double bond is there, suffix is ene. Okay. If any one triple bond is there, okay, the suffix will be what? Ine. Okay. So that's why primary suffix gives information about what? Degree of saturation. Means what? Whether it is a saturated hydrocarbon or unsaturated hydrocarbon. Based on that, this primary suffix will give you information about that. Okay, that means generally speaking, whether the given substance is alkane or ene or ine. Okay, that information we will get with primary suffix. Okay, next coming to secondary suffix. Secondary suffix will give information about functional groups. Okay, now secondary suffix will give information about what? The functional group present in the compound. Okay, secondary suffix gives information about the functional group. Okay, what is functional group? Okay, gives information about what? Functional group. So we should know what is meant by functional group. Okay. Secondary suffix gives information about functional group. So what is meant by functional group? That we have to learn now. Okay. So here functional group is a set of atoms. Functional group is defined as what? The set of atoms which when attached to alkyl group gives characteristic properties to that compound. That is the actual definition for what? Functional group. Please try to understand the points carefully. Okay. So here better I just explain with one example and then we will go for the definition. Okay. Suppose CH4 is there. You all know that the name of this compound is what? Methane. Methane. Okay. Here 4 hydrogens are there. Now out of 4 hydrogen atoms, please understand the points carefully. Okay. 3 hydrogen atoms will be as it is. Suppose if 3 hydrogen atoms are as it is and in place of 4th hydrogen, okay, I removed one hydrogen from this methane. I removed one hydrogen from that methane and I attached some set of atoms like OH. OH is some set of atoms I attached in place of that 4th hydrogen. Okay, so that set of atoms, okay, which when attached to alkyl group, see here, please understand the points carefully. This is called as alkyl group and this is called as functional group. Okay, in this one hydrogen, if it is removed from any substance, from any hydrocarbon, if one hydrogen is removed or replaced by some other elements, okay, if one hydrogen atom is removed, okay, from an alkane, the particular substance, you call it as alkyl group. Please understand carefully. Alkyl group means what? You have to understand both the things. Functional group means what? Alkyl group means what? Both you should understand carefully. Okay, so alkyl group means what? Alkane minus one hydrogen. Alkane minus hydrogen gives alkyl group. Okay, now alkane minus hydrogen gives alkyl group. Please remember. Alkane minus hydrogen gives what? Alkyl group. Okay, like for example, methane minus hydrogen, it will be called as what? Methyl group. Please understand the points carefully. Okay, what is alkyl group? Alkane minus hydrogen gives alkyl group. Okay, so example, methane minus hydrogen. Okay, now methane minus hydrogen gives what? Methyl group. Methane minus hydrogen, methyl group. Methane formula is what? CH4. Minus, you are removing what? One hydrogen. Then it will become what? 3 hydrogens only are left. You have removed one hydrogen. So it is left with 3 hydrogens. So CH3 is called what? Methyl. Okay, CH3 is called methyl. Same like that. Ethane minus hydrogen, C2H6. Ethane is what? C2H6. From this C2H6, you removed one hydrogen, minus one hydrogen. Then it became what? C2H5. It is called as what? Ethyl group. So, alkane minus hydrogen gives what? Alkyl group. Alk is the root word. Please understand the point carefully. Okay. If one hydrogen is removed from alkane, you call it as what? Alkyl group. Okay, now in place of the hydrogen which has been replaced, you are going to add some set of atoms. Okay, like OH or CHO or COOH, something you are going to add in place of that hydrogen. In place of the hydrogen which has been replaced, what you are going to add? You are going to add one set of atoms you are going to add. That set of atoms, okay, which when attached to alkyl group, if they give characteristic properties to that compound, that set of atoms is called what? Functional group. Okay, so how to define functional group? I think you understood alkyl group. Now functional group is the one which has to be attached to alkyl group. Okay, please understand the points carefully. Okay. So alkyl group is alkane minus hydrogen. Okay, now functional group means what? Functional group is defined as the set of atoms, okay, the set of atoms which when attached to alkyl groups, the set of atoms, okay, which when attached to alkyl groups, the way you learn the definition, the way you read the definition makes you to understand the point carefully. Okay, please understand the points carefully. The set of atoms which when attached to what? Alkyl group. When attached to alkyl group gives characteristic properties to that compound. Gives characteristic properties. Okay, gives characteristic properties to that compound. Okay, so this is called as what? Functional group. Please understand the point carefully. The set of atoms which when attached to alkyl group. That means in place of the hydrogen which has been replaced, you are attaching some set of atoms. That set of atoms are going to give special properties to that particular compound. Okay, so what you did here, you removed one hydrogen from methane. Okay, you removed one hydrogen from methane. Then it became methyl group. Now to this methyl group, you are attaching what? Some set of atoms. Okay, like OH. Okay, in place of that fourth hydrogen, you kept OH. Instead of hydrogen, you kept OH. Okay, then it becomes what? Alcohol. It becomes alcohol. So OH will become the functional group for alcohols. That means that particular compound is going to exhibit the properties of alcohols. Okay, the set of atoms which when attached to alkyl group, okay, when attached to alkyl group gives characteristic properties to that compound. By attaching OH, it is giving the properties as that of alcohols. So that set of atoms which gives the properties of alcohols is called as its functional group. Please understand the point carefully. Same like that to this methyl group, if I am going to attach COOH, okay, then it will become, this set of atoms becomes acids. Okay, this set of atoms COOH, that set of atoms when attached to this methyl group gives properties as that of what? Acids. Okay, so that set of atoms, COOH is a set of atoms. Okay, when attached to alkyl group gives characteristic properties as that of acids. So for acids, COOH is considered to be the functional group. Okay, suppose to this same thing CH3, okay, to this CH3, if you are going to attach CHO, okay, CHO if it is attached, then such kind of such compounds are called as what? Aldehydes. Okay, such set of compounds are called aldehydes. So CHO, if this set of atoms are attached, such set of compounds comes under the category of what? Aldehydes. Okay, they are giving certain properties to that compound, and that set of atoms which when attached to alkyl group, if they give special characteristic properties to that compound, such set of atoms are called what? Functional groups. Okay, so alkyl group plus functional group makes one compound. Okay, one special compound. Please understand carefully. Alkyl group plus functional group makes one special compound. Okay, so this is about what? Functional group. So secondary suffix will gives you information about what? Functional group, whether the given compound is acid or it is alcohol or it is aldehyde or it is ketone. Like that you have lot many functional groups are there. Okay, so we will be learning about the naming of each and every type of functional groups and all. Okay, there also we will come across, right? So secondary suffix gives information about what? Functional group. Okay, please understand the point carefully. Okay, some examples of functional groups I just told you. OH stands for what? Alcohols. CHO stands for aldehydes. COOH is for acids. C double bond O is for ketones. Okay, COO and both sides alkyl groups if it is there. you call them as esters. Okay, so like that you have different types of compounds will be coming based on that set of atoms which are being attached to what? Alkyl groups. Okay, please keep listening to the teacher properly. Be a good listener. Okay, then you will definitely understand the concepts. Okay, so this is about what? Suffix, which I told you, right? If you come to know about alkyl groups and what we call functional groups, then it will become easy for you to understand the naming of a compound. Okay, so the next thing is what? Prefix. In the name itself it is there, prefix. Okay, so prefix is the word which is to be used to indicate the side chains present in the given compound. Prefix is mainly meant for what? Side chains. Mainly meant only for what? Side chains. Side chains. This side chain, sometimes we will use the word substituents. Side chains or substituents. Okay, suppose this is considered to be the main carbon chain, which is having more number of carbon atoms linked together in a straight chain. Okay, to that straight chain, suppose here one alkyl group, methyl group is attached. Then this became a branch, and this methyl group is considered to be what? Substituent or side chain. Okay, suppose how much ever big carbon chain you take, if you are finding side chains like this is one side chain, this is one side chain. Okay, main chain is called what? Parent chain, which is having more number of carbon atoms attached continuously. You call it as what? This is considered to be the parent chain. But this methyl group and up one methyl group, these are called as what? Side chains. Okay, so these side chains are to be named with what? Prefix. Please understand the point carefully. Means prefix is to be written before the root word. Okay, now to be written before the root word. To be written before the root word. Okay, before the root word itself, you have to write the prefix. Okay, please understand points carefully. Prefixes are meant only for what? Naming of side chains only or substituents only. Okay, so this is one thing. And prefix is also again divided into two types. Okay, prefix is also again divided into two types. Okay, primary prefix and secondary prefix. Two types of prefixes are there, primary prefix and secondary prefix. So prefixes like methyl, ethyl, okay, propyl, like that kind of alkyl substituents. Okay, alkyl substituents all comes under the category of what? Primary prefix. Also indicates what? Degree of saturation. As how I told you, in case of suffix, primary suffix or primary prefix indicates degree of saturation. Means what? Whether the side chain is having single bond or double bonds or triple bonds, something like that. We are speaking about what? Prefix. Prefix is only meant for what? Side chains only, not for the parent chain. Okay, please remember. So degree of saturation, it indicates what? Degree of saturation. It means what? Prefixes like methyl, ethyl, okay, propyl, all this kind of prefixes comes under the category of what? Primary prefixes. Okay, 2 positions methyls are there, 2, 3 dimethyl, like that you will give the name. Okay, secondary prefix indicates what? Again, functional group. If side chain is having any functional group, okay, main chain will have functional group, means you will indicate it with suffix, secondary suffix. Okay, but side chain if it is having functional group, okay, if OH or COOH or anything, suppose aldehyde, if anything is there in side chain, means in substituents if you are finding a functional group. Okay, if you are finding functional group in substituents, that will be indicated with what? Secondary prefix, functional group. Okay, but here you have to check for the priority order also. Okay, if 2 or more functional groups are present, one will be given more priority and the other one will be given less priority. Okay, the one will be which will be given more priority, you have to give suffix for that. The one with less priority has to be given prefix. Okay, that you call it as what? Secondary prefix. So secondary prefix will be arising if arises only if, okay, arises only if there are two functional groups in the given compound. Two functional groups if they are there. Okay, two functional groups if they are there, then only you will use secondary prefix. Okay, in that also what you will take? One functional group. Then here the order is what? Priority functional group is to be given. If two functional groups are there, you have to check for the priority order. That priority order also we will learn. Okay, we have to check for what? Priority order. Priority functional group is given suffix. Okay, please remember, priority functional group will be included in suffix, secondary suffix. Okay, will be given secondary suffix. Please understand carefully. Will be given secondary suffix. Okay, but less priority functional group will be given secondary prefix. Secondary prefix will arise compulsorily only if there are two functional groups in the given compound. Two or more functional groups are there in the given compound. Okay, less priority functional group. Less priority functional group will be given prefix. Okay, will be given in prefix. Please remember. Okay, less priority functional group will be given in prefix. So these are the basic requirements to understand the nomenclature of a given compound. Okay, so finally what you have to write, dear children? I'll just write on the top. Root word you will be writing, which indicates the number of carbon atoms. Okay, before the root word what you are going to write? Prefix. Prefix is meant only for what? Side chains or substituents, not for the main parent chain, not for the main compound. To name only the side chains, please remember, to name only the side chains or substituents you will use prefix. But you have to write the prefix before the root word. Pre stands for what? Before. Okay, prefix has to be written before the root word. Okay, so prefix plus root word plus suffix gives rise to the name of a compound. Name of a compound. Okay, so this is your basic rule which everyone has to follow. For what? Nomenclature. This is the basic thing which everyone has to follow for what we call nomenclature of any compounds. Okay, and actually I have to give you what kind of prefixes and suffixes names which we have to use for different types of functional groups. Okay, you have to by heart one tabular form. You have to keep in mind certain prefixes and certain suffixes for specific functional groups. Okay, there is a tabular form. Okay, we'll start. I cannot give you that tabular form. Almost all the children will be having that tabular form in their textbooks. But how to give name for different types of compounds based on certain rules, nomenclature rules. Okay, these are what? Basic rules. These are not nomenclature rules. These are basic rules. Okay, so how to use different types of nomenclature rules and all, and based on functional groups if they are there, how to give the name and all, we'll be learning in the next coming videos. Okay, until then keep watching my videos. As I told you not to waste your time spending your most of your time in Instagram and Facebook. Okay, it's of course up to you. I'm not in a position to change you. Okay, but request all of you to please kindly watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye all of you.